Hello there, you're now with me, Handy Gui, for TVS English News at 5. Let's get to the headlines. A skyscraper under construction in the heart of Hong Kong's historic shopping and tourist district was left scorched on Friday by a massive fire, with the authorities saying the blaze had been largely extinguished. The building's concrete walls were left blackened and in tatters on Friday morning as municipal workers swept road clean of debris.
Officials said the fire broke out at 11:11 p.m. on Thursday in the heart of Sim Sha Tsui, a busy shopping and tourist district on the city's harbourfront, and was largely put out by 8:30 a.m. the next day. A major section of the neighborhood's main Nathan Road thoroughfare, one of Hong Kong's main transport lifelines, had been shut, the authorities said, causing traffic disruptions. No casualties had been reported, with 2 people treated for minor injuries, the fire department said. Officials reported that 170 people from nearby residential blocks were relocated to a safe distance. The 42-story skyscraper that caught fire was close to completion and part of a 6 billion Hong Kong dollar redevelopment project by the developer Empire Group. The cause of the fire has yet to be ascertained.
Now, the construction of the Sarawak Cancer Centre will begin once the federal government officially inks the agreement. Deputy Premier Dr. Sim Kui Hian said that the sooner the federal government signed, the sooner the construction will begin its operation.
At the moment, it's just waiting for federal government to sign the agreement and then we'll get going. Because if they don't sign, right, then we build later on. They did bayar.
Reiterating the Premier's offer to build the cancer centre using the state's funds, and the federal government can pay the state back once they are able to. Meanwhile, Dr. Sim said that the Sarawak General Hospital, SGH, and Sarawak Health Department have presented the project's details to the Ministry of Health, pending the number of beds needed for the project.
Depending on whether we want 300 beds, 400 beds, or 500 beds. Because depending on how far you think you want to cater for the future, and the 300 beds is about 800 million, 400 beds is about 1 billion, 500 beds is about 1.2 billion.
Kota Samarahan has the potential to emerge further as the major medical centre for the region and world-class healthcare hub, coupled with the upcoming and current infrastructures that comprise of not just high-quality services, but complementary research and education capacities as well, through world-class collaborations.
We also will encourage, hopefully with the cancer center built around the Sarawak Heart Center and the infectious disease center around it, and then the Unimas Hospital just around it. That will be a medical hub. That's a good start as a medical hub. Because a medical hub means basically is talents development cross pollinated in terms of ideas and so on, because they are all stay together. And then once the medical hubs around, then we got potential to develop the whole ecosystem into a health metropolis.
The presence of the Cancer Centre and Sarawak Biodiversity Centre in the near future will rapidly establish itself as a regional referral centre.
Whole ecosystem, meaning that we got the main power come from Unimas, master student, PhD student, UIT, and just around there will continue to provide us postgraduate students. Where the heart center now is all the clinical services, and then if any discovery, they can go to Samazaya or manufacturing.
Dr. Sim said this when met by reporters after officiating the Coloproctology 2023 seminar at Pullman Hotel on Friday.
Malaysian Society of Colorectal Surgeons President Dr. April Kamila Roslani said the health sector in Sarawak desperately calls for more colorectal cancer specialists, with only 3 specialists in regard to the colorectal cancer. whereby one of them is in Cebu while the other two are in Kuching, serving at Unimas Hospital and Sarawak General Hospital.
Sarawak at the moment only has 3 colorectal surgeons. 2 of them are based in Kuching and one of them is in Cebu. So you're very, very underserved in terms of surgical services for colorectal cancer. Only 3 in the whole state, 2 in Kuching. Yeah.
SGH.
Yes. So one in SGH and the other one is based in Unimas.
She added that most of the cancer patients are being treated by general surgeons, but for advanced and complex cases, it is better to have a specialist to deal with such ailments. Dr. April also said that given the very limited number of specialists in the state, it is important to prioritize the training and recruitment of more specialists in this field. She said this when met by reporters after the launching ceremony of the Coloproctology 2023 seminar at Pullman Hotel on Friday.
We have calculated that for Malaysia, ideally we want to have around 200 to 300 colorectal surgeons. At the moment, we have less than 80 in the whole country, and most of them are based in Peninsula.
Therefore, by addressing the shortage of specialists in specific cancer is an important step toward improving the quality of healthcare in the state and ensuring that patients can get the care they need to manage this disease effectively.
A shortage of workers has caused the construction of the second Batang Lupa Bridge project near Sri Aman to fall behind schedule. The 223.6 million ringgit project is facing a 96-day delay. As such, the Ministry of Infrastructure and Port Development (MIPD) and the State Public Works Department will continue to talk to contractors to help them in solving this issue.
Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas said this was to allow them to complete their projects as scheduled and with the expected quality. The 223.6 million ringgit and 870-meter long span cable bridge is facing a 96-day delay in its construction due to workers' shortage. Undertaken by the Naim Gamuda Naga Joint Ventures, the 870-meter long span cable bridge is scheduled for completion by November 24, 2024. However, the projected completion date is now February 28, 2025. Uga, who is also the Ministry of Infrastructure and Port Development Minister, told the media after visiting the construction site of the Batang Lopar 2 bridge yesterday, March 2nd. On the Batang Lopar 2 bridge, Uga said he had a very fruitful discussion with the contractor's representatives during the visit. Meanwhile, on another matter, he said the state government too had the variation of price (VOP) policy to help contractors to recover in facing the surge in price for construction materials, also due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As such, Uga said it was very important that contractors, including road contractors, played their respective roles in ensuring that they could deliver as scheduled and with the quality expected. State JKR Deputy Director Cassidy Morris, who accompanied Uga, added the iconic bridge could be completed within this year, should the contractor be able more workers.
Hello there and welcome back. Now, the High Court has acquitted and discharged Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak and former One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB CEO Arul Kandasamy of a charge in relation to the 1MDB audit tampering case. Justice Mohammed Zaini Maslan, who is currently a Court of Appeal judge, ruled that the prosecution had failed to establish a prima facie case against the duo at the end of the prosecution's case.
He said Arul Kanda, who was called as the prosecution witness, had made truthful and full discovery during the trial. Najib, 70, who is currently serving a 12-year jail sentence in Kajang prison for misappropriating SRC International Sundian Berhad's funds, is charged with using his position to order amendments to the 1MDB final audit report before it was presented to the Public Accounts Committee to avoid any action being taken against him. While Arul Kanda, 46, is charged with abetting Najib in making the amendments to the report to protect Najib from being subjected to action. The offence was allegedly committed at the Prime Minister's Department Complex, Federal Government Administrative Centre, Putrajaya between February 22 and 26, 2016. Both of them were charged under Section 23(1) of the MACC Act, which provides for a jail term of up to 20 years and a fine of no less than 5 times the amount of gratification or 10,000 ringgit, whichever is higher, upon conviction.
Celebrities Leonardo DiCaprio and Kim Kardashian were interrogated by the United States Internal Revenue Service (IRS) and the Department of Justice (DOJ) over the embezzlement of 1MDB funds. Citing a Bloomberg Businessweek report on Friday, March 3rd, DiCaprio told agents about his relationship with businessman Joe Low, who was accused of embezzling funds from the 1MDB.
Low had lavished the actor with gifts, partying with him across the globe, and financing his 2013 movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. DiCaprio recounted to the agents that the relationship began in a nightclub. He had been told that Low's money came from an unknown whale of whales in Abu Dhabi, he said, and that Low was the Mozart of the business world. Kardashian also met Joe Low and received money from him for fireworks at her wedding in 2011. Both celebrities were among the potential witnesses listed for the trial involving Procazrel Pras Michel, a member of the Fugees hip-hop group who was accused of directing foreign money into the campaign of former U.S. President Barack Obama and lobbying on behalf of Joe Low and the Chinese government.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Those were the updates on TVS News at 5. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching.